Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. So thank you for attending today's meeting. So before we begin, I would like to ask the secretary to take attendance. So Secretary Aimi, may I know if all members are present?
Okay, so for today's meeting, 5 members are present. One member, which is Wan Aulia, is absent due to medical reasons and has submitted an apology for being unwell. This will conclude the attendance report.
Alright, thank you Secretary. I appreciate your update. So next, I would like to refer to the minutes of the previous meeting. So Secretary Aimi, could you please brief us on the previous meeting?
Sure, so I would like to refer to the minutes of the previous meeting. In the last meeting, the main issue discussed was damaged furniture that has disrupted employees' work performance and comfort. So the committee agreed that the damaged furniture should be replaced or repaired as soon as possible. I am pleased to report that several items of damaged furniture have already been replaced with new ones. However, there are still a few items that are currently pending repair and are awaiting for further action. So the minutes of the previous meetings are therefore noted and confirmed.
Alright, thank you for the clear summary. It is good to see that actions from the previous meeting are already in progress. So if there are no questions or objection, we will consider the previous meeting closed. So now let's move on to the today's agenda. So our company encourage employees to participate in community service and also volunteer programs to foster corporate social responsibility. But past initiatives have shown low participation rates. So as part of the human resource team, we are meeting today to discuss strategies to increase engagement in volunteer activities. So we will identify the main issues affecting participation, discuss benefits and incentive, and review updates on previous initiatives. So the first item is identifying issues and limitations on participation rates in volunteer programs. So this point is important as it directly affects employee participation. So I would like to invite Ms. Farisha to share her views.
Okay, thank you to Miss Farah. Okay, one major issue is busy schedule and workload pressure. Okay, so many employees are managing in heavy workloads and strict deadlines, which makes it difficult for them to commit time to volunteer programs. They often prioritize core job responsibilities to avoid delays in work delivery or reduce performance. In some cases, volunteer activities are scheduled during working hours, causing employees to feel conflicted between meeting work expectation and participating in community service. Okay, that's all from me.
Alright, thank you, Ms. Farisha. So that is a valid point and clearly reflects the current situation faced by many employees. So I would like to add on to this point from the my perspective. So in addition to workload pressure, another issue is lack of awareness about volunteer programs. So many employees are not fully aware of the volunteer activities organized by the company. Some do not know the schedule, the purpose, or what is expected from them. So others are unsure about the value of joining these programs. So they may not understand how volunteering benefits them personally or professionally. So because of this lack of information, employees may feel uninterested or unsure. This caused them to choose not to take part in these volunteer activities. So in conclusion, busy schedules and workload pressure affect participation rates. But at the same time, lack of awareness also plays an important role in low employee involvement. So this issue gives us a clearer picture of why participation remains low. So we will now move on to the next item, which is finalizing the benefits and incentive of corporate volunteerism. So I invite Miss Sabrina to present her suggestion.
Thank you, Ms. Farah and Ms. Farisha. So, to fix the issue of low participation, I suggest we introduce paid volunteer time off, or we call as VTO, which allow employees to volunteer for a few hours a month during work hours without losing any pay. This is the best solution because it removes the conflict between the deadlines and giving back, stopping employees from feeling guilty about leaving their desk. It also helps reduce stress by providing a brain break from heavy workloads, allowing staff to return to their tasks feeling more focused and refreshed. If we make volunteering an official part of the workday instead of an extra burden, I am confident our participation numbers will go up immediately. Ultimately, it shows the staff that the company respects their time and value their contribution to society as much as their office output.
Alright, thank you, Miss Sabrina. That is a practical and realistic suggestion. So next, Secretary Aimi, would you like to add further input on this matter?
Yes, please. So thank you, Ms. Farah. So in addressing the issue that Ms. Farah has mentioned earlier, which is low awareness about volunteer programs, the committee agrees that clearly defined benefits and incentive play an important role in increasing employee participation. So many employees may not fully understand the purpose of these programs or how they can benefit from joining them. So therefore, the company proposed to actively communicate the value of volunteering, particularly in helping employees to develop important soft skills such as teamwork, leadership, communication, and also problem solving, which are essential for both personal and professional growth. Employees who take part in volunteer activities will also be awarded official certificates and formal recognition, which may be included in their performance records and considered during performance evaluations. In addition, the company plans to introduce incentives such as public appreciation during staff meetings, internal announcement, or small rewards to acknowledge employee contribution. So, by providing clearer information on program objectives, schedules, expectations, and benefits, employees are expected to feel more informed, confident, and motivated to participate in the future volunteer activities.
Alright, thank you, Secretary Aimi. So we will now move on to the matters arising, which is updates on incentive for employees who had completed tech-related certifications. So I invite Miss Hannah to brief the committee on this matter.
Thank you, Chairperson, Ms. Farah, to address low participation due to workload and time constraints. The committee proposed the introduction of paid volunteer time off. This allows employees to volunteer during working hours without loss of pay. This also helps reduce stress and improve focus and well-being. Also, in addition, communication on the benefits of volunteerism will be strengthened. So, employees will be informed that volunteering help develop teamwork, leadership, and also communication skills. That's all point from me.
Thank you for the explanation, Ms. Hannah. So this approach align well with the objective discussed earlier and reflect the company's commitment to employee well-being and also social responsibility. So overall, today's discussion has been very productive and insightful. So to conclude, we discussed the main issues affecting volunteer participation, including workload pressure and lack of awareness. We also discussed benefits and incentives such as paid volunteer time off, VTO, and also employee recognition. Okay, alright. So may I see agreement from all members on the point discussed? Are you all agree with today's meeting, today's discussion?
Yes, agree.
I do
Yes,
agree.
I.
I agree.
Alright. With that, I appreciate everyone's participation and valuable suggestion today. So with no other business, this meeting is now concluded. So thank you for all your cooperation.
Thank you, Miss Farah and members.
Thank you guys.